Hello and welcome to a new reading vlog. This one is a specific book reading vlog, which is going to be book 5 of my independently published adult science fictions, The McMurdo Rift, which you can't see because I have a penny for it, by Bradley Lejeune, which is a dual writer team. And I read the prologue and chapter 1 last night. Was introduced to the main character, Mark Franklin. Everyone just calls him Franklin, apparently. And I had a serious giggle because I love it when you can see stuff that, like, recognizable things in books. And, I had to laugh because he uses, obviously, the word Terran as well, as I do. Because obviously that's what we are, we're Terrans. And his it's got a different meaning, but his governmental authority for humans, for Terrans, is the UTC. Oh dear, now what's it? He has a short for. He has a short for, what was it? It is the UT. Where is it? United Terran Colonies. Okay, so he's got United Terran Colonies, UTC. I have the United Trade Confederates. So, but it just made me laugh. So every time I read that, I'm going to have to mentally go, nope, that's these people. So yeah, but I'm enjoying it. His character is Mark is not young, which is great. I don't. I'm not a huge fan of young protagonists. I mean, I don't mind a young POV amongst all the other POVs, but I'm not a huge fan of younger storylines and things like that. So, yeah. I mean, I'm 43 years old and I have 2 kids. I don't need to read about a 15-year-old. Not unless, the 15-year-old is mixed in amongst all the older characters. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm enjoying it so far. Yeah, he's got his the prologue was about the fight that didn't save the war, but stopped it being a huge disaster for his side, even though they lost. And then the chapter 1 is just introducing him at his bar that he now owns. What is it with people growing up being ex-military and going and buying a bar and owning it and working in the bar? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I'm liking the writing style. It's really nice and clean. Although I did like this, someone's obviously a cat fan, because we had, what was it, Franklin's stomach sank as he glanced over to see some of the most powerful weaponry humanity had ever deployed continue to detonate almost harmlessly against the surface, not more effective than a cat scratching at a door to be let in. And then I think maybe I should tab the all the cat references. And then halfway through chapter 1, his cat comes in, and he gives his cat a pat and a cuddle in the bar, and I'm like, someone's a cat fan. So yeah, it's good so far. I don't know how I did start tabbing, but I honestly, I think I'm that tired at the moment. I don't think I'm going to annotate much, but we shall leave it at that. I'll catch up soon. Okay, McMurdo Rift. Choices have been made. Interesting choices. So I'm about to start chapter 4. And we've been introduced to his wife, ex-wife, just ex. And this is a very interesting choice. She's reading very much like a femme fatale. One, she doesn't seem to actually care for him at all, but they didn't have a breakup. So if she'd mentioned, oh, you left me to go back to the war on Earth and I thought you were dead, so I moved on and I married another man, makes sense. But no, she's just like, oh no, we're not married anymore because the UTC doesn't recognise marriages under the Terran law. So I went and got married again. And I'm like, you had no feelings for your husband at all? And then the car she has, the ship she has, her ship, is his old ship. But it's not very well done up. Yet she's been trading for, I think it's like 20 or 30 years after the war ended. So did she just buy it? It's really feeling like she's setting him up at the moment. She's rocked up back into his life. She's found his ship. She can't fly it, so if she's been truly doing cargo across the universe, she should be able to fly. Well, she can fly it, but not in the way he would like it flown. I don't know. It's a real choice, and I'm hoping we get information. I'm hoping we get information as to why she's acting the way she is, because right now she feels like a intelligent, like she feels like it was a marriage of convenience. He went back to Earth, so she decided to move on with life. But from his point of view, it's not presented like that. Does that make sense? So anyway, I'm enjoying it. I'm going to read some more tonight. I'm at page 60. I'm about to be on page 67. And there is just under 340 pages of novel. So yeah. We shall see how much we get done tonight. I'm not really at the moment. I'm too tired to really annotate, which is a shame because there are some pearlers in here. But I've got the pen, I've got the note, I've got the tabs. Hopefully I'll feel up to it later. Anyway, I've got some things to do before I go get my monsters. Yuck. It's nearly 9 o'clock and it's still in the mid-20s. I've had my shower. I've got some puka nighttime tea. I haven't tried this one before. It smells nice. Still too hot to drink though. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to read my book for a little while. We'll go from there. I probably won't update tonight. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention is I'm not a huge fan of the of the prose. It's very conversational, and if it was set up that way, like say Franklin was back in his bar and he was having a drink and he was talking to his friends about what had happened and this was his story, it would work, but there's no setup like that. So I've just got to get my head around it and just maybe think of it that way, and I think it'll be okay. But I don't hate it. It's just not a style I like. It's not a style I lean towards. So yeah. Anyway, I'll get some reading done. Sorry if you can hear that. I've got the aircon on because it is hot in the car today. It is Wednesday. I read up to about to start chapter 9. So what was that in chapter 4? I've read 5 chapters last night. I was really tired, so I'm gonna struggle to get through this one. And it's not because it's horrible. It's just I'm tired at the moment. Choices have been made, however. I just feel like Sarah is just there to fuck up. Or not to fuck up. She does her things, but she's not competent in anything. She can do it. But as most of it's from Franklin's point of view, I don't know how much of it is a narration issue. I mean, it is third person, but it's just, but the conversational style makes her sound like incompetent, even though she's doing stuff. And I'm sorry, but she gave the one weapon, like that nothing was said. He ended up with her gun. He doesn't have a gun. He ended up with her gun, and it's just become unofficially his gun. I said, why? Why can't she be the better shot? Why not? And characters are doing weird things. Like the captain of the ship has a 2-second encounter with someone who is obviously very shady. And he even the captain even thinks to himself, this could be a trap. Yet he still follows what they said. And one of the things is they're a civilian liner, right? They're like a large transport ship. They're just on a set route through the McMurdo Rift area. They go around the same planets every few weeks. They just go around and around. That's all fine. Nothing. It's like a floating in space transport system. That's fine. Not a big deal. No, that's fine. But he doesn't know who these people are. He doesn't know anything about them, or they haven't done anything to gain his trust. Yet he's going to go and stop a independent ship of another species, the species that could have destroyed Earth because of their high technological abilities, or ship. And they've told him, stop this ship. Stop this ship. You might stop a war. Wouldn't he be more inclined to start a war by stopping a ship? It just doesn't make sense. And then there's a bit where, okay, so they get into a scuffle on the planet, Sarah and Franklin, and their colleague is kidnapped, and one of the guys that attacked them got killed, and which is all fine, but then all of a sudden they're wanted. I was like, hang on. You haven't given, like, the way they entered, the way they landed, it all was very chill. It almost like they didn't have a central government on this planet to begin with. And then all of a sudden there's guards on the train that can come after them. Why would there be guards on the train if the planet is that used to visitors? And having the guards on the train wasn't the issue itself. It's why were they there to begin with? Anyway. So some choices have been made. I'm still interested in it. I still want to finish it. I must admit, the more I read this book, which is a KDP print, yeah, it is. I don't like KDP prints. They're really stiff. So I'm actually leaning towards getting onto Ingram Spark and switching back to groundwood, because my original release of The Descent had groundwood, and I switched it to this cream to match KDP so that I could have the paperback available via KDP as well as Ingram Spark. But I am starting to think I might just do Ingram Spark, and yeah, I don't like it in the hand. I like the gloss is pretty cool, but yeah, anyway, decisions have been made. I'm about a third of the way through. Yeah, I'm about page 119 of about 340. We'll see. I'm still inclined. I'm enjoying it so far. Like I cannot enjoy aspects of a book and still enjoy the book as a whole. And I'm at that point at the moment. I know we're not being told everything. I mean, that's the point of a mystery sort of style, find the MacGuffin story. But there's things that just don't feel right from what I do know. And we'll go from there. I guess we'll find out later. Hey guys, just a quick update on the McMurdo Rift. I am currently on page 2:15. I'm in chapter 18. So I've read a bit today whilst I was waiting for our new dishwasher to arrive. My new dish bitch is here. I'm so excited. It's going to take a couple of days to get it installed though. Look, how to explain? I'm reading it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I'm just really, really picky about some things in books, okay? That's my problem. I'm just extremely picky about certain things. And one of the things I can be very picky about is motivation. And and background stories, just details, the little details. And one of the things that is really killing me about this is this situation with him and his wife, ex-wife. Did she just not care about him at all? That's literally like what I'm thinking about, is that she literally, like, there's no mention about what, like, why did she even leave him? Like, do you get what I mean? Like, and now they found her current husband, and that's all good. They're having their husband-wife relations, all fine, not a big issue there. But the main character's like, he's obviously feeling a bit of jealousy. I could totally understand it. This person is still your wife in your mind, because there's been no discussion on why she left him. Did she think he was dead? Did she have an argument with him before he left? She just had a conversation with her current husband about wanting children. Did Franklin not want kids? Is that the reason why they're split? He said she wanted kids. She wanted him to stay at home on Mars with her and have kids. And he turned around and said, no, I'm going to fight a war. And they had a big argument, and that was it. Do you get what I'm... The other issue I have is the captain of the ship, not the big liner they're on. I think I said in the last update he was doing something on people, and he actually acknowledges it in the last bit that I've read. He acknowledged that he's doing this for someone that he's just met. Like, he's effectively, like, potentially going to lose his career over it. So my question is, oh, my poor little brother, she's not well today. My question is why couldn't he have been in contact with these people long before? He's an Earth sympathizer. He was on the side of the losing side on the war. Why does it have to be a new conspiracy to him? Why couldn't he have just been part of the conspiracy, and he'd been umming and ahhing about trying to recruit Franklin into it because Franklin is the war hero? He's sacrificing things, and he's doing things for people he just met. Against people he's known for years. And he hasn't done anything wrong yet, but he's trying to find information out. And as the captain of the ship, technically, okay, he kind of has a say in these things, but he's not a military commander anymore. He doesn't have a right to all of this information. So, I don't know. I've got about 120, 140 pages left. I guess we shall see how we go. I got a bone to pick. They just went through a big battle. He took his cat with him on board his ship. On board the ship, Nuts, or whatever it's called. Then some of the friends, some of the crew, jumped on that ship and tried to make a distraction, and are now captured. Okay? Those three captured. Him and his friend Gus are being sent back to the big cruiser that they usually live on. Where's the cat? Where is the cat? The cat better rescue the hostages, because that would be cool. But come on. You don't run an animal into a book unless you have a specific reason for it, so mate, you better pay off. Better pay off with that cat. Finished. I've decided Jeff the cat is my favourite character. They did use him, which I'm so happy with. He was used in the final escape. Good kitty. all in all, a decent book. As I said, I've had my complaints. I still do not understand Sarah's motivations. Her husband, Vic, is dead now. I know, you have to kill him off so her and Franklin can get back together. But I just don't know why they were together in the first place, other than to make Franklin feel upset. Like, literally, he could have been her brother, and they could have skipped the sex scene, and not that they wrote the sex scene out, it was a fade to black, but it still could have just worked. In fact, it probably would have worked better if it was her brother. Oh yeah, because then she would have had a reason to divorce Franklin, because if her brother had been big in the UTC and Franklin was about to fight against them, she would divorce him and say, well, oh, that would have worked. That would have worked great. But yeah, all in all, decent book. Yeah, so that is the McMurdo Riff. Now, the essential question is will I get the other two books? Yes, I think I will. I'm going to leave it for now. This book has given me one thing that I know I don't like, and that is KDP cream paper. I just don't like it. So I am currently in the process of changing all my books back over to groundwood. Because this is disgusting. And if you've bought my book, I'm sorry. I'm going to get it fixed. I can't. It's, no. So yeah, but the McMurdo Rift. If you are interested in reading a sci-fi indie adventure, definitely give it a go.